Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for being with us here on Atlanta News First Plus. I'm Joy Lim Nakrin. Taking a look at some of the top stories that we're following right now. Let's get to this story out of Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, of course, the world's busiest airport. This has the potential of saving lives, a newly launched drone inspection program. It is on full display this afternoon. Atlanta News First Don Shipman is at the airport's annual Safety Expo in College Park and had the opportunity to see this drone program at work.
In the shadow of the world's busiest airport, an opportunity to check out the latest and greatest in safety and security.
What we're doing is getting together and really sharing knowledge.
For the 8th year, Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport holding this Operations Safety, Security, and Risk Expo inside the Georgia International Convention Center in College Park. Representatives from the several major airlines, including Atlanta-based Delta and other industry leaders, all in one location.
And we've got educational workshops, we've got live demonstrations.
One of those live demonstrations, Hartsfield-Jackson's new drone inspection program, which launched in early January.
We have 7 people total.
Jeffrey Gaskin helps to lead the team tasked with ensuring the airport's perimeter fencing is secure and its runways are smooth and clear of debris. Now drones are helping in that process.
We actually found some depressions in the safety areas that we weren't aware of, that you wouldn't see because of the grass coverage and all that. So it's really helped us up our game.
Atlanta's airport, spanning some 4,700 acres, joining the likes of Los Angeles International and New York's LaGuardia, using cutting-edge aerial technology to keep its more than 100 million passengers yearly safe.
When I go home, I'd fly around the neighborhood or something like that, but now I get to do it and get paid to do it, so that's even better.
Airport officials also brought out some of their new apparatus, including this right here. This is what they call the water buffalo. It helps to put out fires if there was a fire on an airplane, and it is massive. I'm 6'3", so it gives you an indication of just how big this is. Also today, some 23 airport employees receiving awards based on the safety that they ensure for all of us when we take a flight out of the airport. We're in College Park. Don Shipman, Atlanta News First.
And thanks so much to Don for that report. We're going to keep following any updates there. Okay, let's head to this story now out of Decatur. Happening tonight, history is in the making there in Decatur because for the very first time, a student will become a member of the school board. Atlanta News First reporter Rebecca Schramm tells us this student will be sworn in at tonight's meeting.
She is a senior here at Decatur High School, and after tonight, she will have the distinguished title of being a school board member for the City Schools of Decatur.
We're constantly looking for ways to make sure that our students are seen and heard.
Sophia De Elena, seen here front and center in this photo snapped by our partners at Decatur-ish, is slated to be sworn in this evening as the first ever student representative on the City Schools of Decatur Board of Education. Her peers at Decatur High School selected her to the honor. They also selected an apprentice who will take over next year, Junior Nia Batra. As a board member this year, Sophia will participate in board meetings. She will not be a voting board member and she won't attend executive sessions, but she will participate in discussions in open meetings, and she'll receive course credit for what will essentially be training on civic service. School board chairman James Herndon says it's an exciting time for the school district.
The number of times someone has said, well, what do the students think? Or what do the students want? This is monthly. Someone brings that up, and as a board we have the opportunity to look to the left and say, Sophia, you represent them, you're in the building, you're in the classrooms, what is the student perspective here? And to be able to bring that is unique and hopefully helps us make more informed decisions.
In Decatur, Rebecca Schramm, Atlanta News First. She is a senior here at Decatur High School.
All right, and turning to this story in Cobb County, police claim that what is being said in a deadly Cobb County shooting is actually not true at all. They're trying to stop rumors after officers shot and killed a man wanted inside of a Walgreens store. Atlanta News First Madeline Montgomery is in Smyrna where it all happened, and the police chief is asking for patience.
He was saying repeatedly, my hands are up, my hands are up. I guess, you know, like when you raise your arms, your shirt raises a little. They saw it, and they yelled, gun, gun, gun. and they shot him multiple times.
Haley Glaze says she was FaceTiming Nathan Jenkins late Friday night when he had a confrontation with Cobb County police in Walgreens. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation says he was killed by an officer and a gun belonging to him was found inside of the pharmacy. Today, Police Chief Stuart Van Hooser wanted to address the allegations by Glaze and others.
I'm before you today because I want to make sure that our community's trust continues to grow.
Chief Van Hooser says several rumors have persisted about the shooting.
25 shots being fired, his hands up, and that we mistook a cell phone for a gun.
While the GBI is in charge of the investigation, Chief says from the evidence he's seen, none of those allegations are accurate.
Our police department and me personally does not want to see incidents end like this one ended.
The chief revealed Jenkins had several felony warrants for his arrest out of Fulton and Lowndes counties, including felon in possession of a firearm. Chief Van Hooser also says Jenkins is suspected of being involved with a pursuit a few weeks ago in Cobb County, which is why officers followed him into the Walgreens on Friday night. Jenkins' family wants him remembered as a father and a happy person.
He was all smiles. Everywhere he go, he got a smile on his face. It don't matter where he go, he always meet a friend.
Madeline Montgomery, Atlanta News First.
All right, turning now to this story in Gwynette County. A mistrial has been declared at the Gwynette County Courthouse for a father accused of child cruelty. Clyde Barros' 8-year-old daughter, Sarah, was beaten to death back in January. According to investigators, the child's stepmom hit Sarah in the back of the neck with a wooden rolling pin. Prosecutors argue Clyde Barros is responsible for his part, in part for his daughter's death. Adam Murphy has more.
Jury systems are amazing because you really are the final stop to say, no more Mr. Barros.
Closing arguments got emotional on Friday as Deputy Chief Assistant District Attorney Wanda Vance made the argument that Clyde Barros should bear some responsibility for the death of his 8-year-old daughter, Syra.
Your verdict that speaks justice is that Mr. Barros is not guilty.
Meanwhile, defense attorney Tracy Drake countered, claiming her client is innocent. According to investigators, on January 30th, stepmother Natalia Barros was angry with 8-year-old Syra and allegedly hit her in the back of the neck between 10 and 20 times with a wooden rolling pin. Then Natalia called the girl's father, Clyde, at work. When he got home, he allegedly prayed over Syra for 10 to 20 minutes before calling 911.
I've never seen a rolling pin being used in my life in my house. We never use anything in my presence that harmed the kids.
The girl's father took the stand in his own trial this week, stating that he is a man of faith and never did anything to harm his daughter.
I teach to them, and our home is a peaceful home before this incident.
Initially, Clyde was charged with second-degree murder as well as child cruelty. Then the DA's office took the murder charge off the table before the trial began.
What my wife did was wrong, and she must go through the consequences. So whatever, I'm giving us, I forgave her because I know the source of all this, but I'm not justifying what she does.
Adam Murphy, Atlanta News First.
All right, now turning to this story in DeKalb County. The struggling South DeKalb Mall hit by burglars over the weekend, leaving one of its last tenants deciding whether to move on or move out. Atlanta News First reporter Joshua Skinner visited Impressed by Lavish to hear from the owner about what's next.
Over the years, South DeKalb Mall has struggled to keep its small businesses open out front. And after a burglary that took place last weekend, it could be losing another.
How frustrating it is really frustrating.
Jackie Graves is trying to find a way forward.
Everyone's struggling here at this mall, but we all still love the mall.
Her store, Impressed by Lavish, was burglarized over the weekend.
We did not learn until we got to work that there was a break-in.
resulting in thousands of dollars of stolen items and a new glass door. Vanita Lewis held a back-to-school drive here on Saturday morning.
South DeKalb Mall has always been my favorite mall to shop at because of the price points.
But Graves and Lewis can see outside their doors. Their strip of mall is nearly vacant. They say homelessness and crime has increased over the years and driven away business.
We don't have anything left really on this side of town for people to shop at.
Graves is considering closing the store or maybe moving to a new location.
I do not want to drive 45 minutes to another local mall that's nearby.
In the near term, the store is holding a blowout sale, trying to get rid of inventory. Because while they can't control the outside, what happens next inside is up to them.
We're gonna fix it. We're gonna figure things out.
In Decatur, Joshua Skinner.
Thank you for coming in, darling.
Atlanta News First.
And more on that and all of our top stories on AtlantaNewsFirst.com. Also downloading our free mobile news app. That way you can get updates on all the top stories sent right to your phone. Thanks for joining us.